So I'm with Jen Beck, who's our team lead at our Ranchlands Dental Clinic. Jen, you've been part of the organization for how long now?
A little over 20 years.
A little over 20 years. I know we just had Jen's 20-year anniversary and celebrated in January at our annual retreat. One of the things that I've got the opportunity to do, not just work with Jen for the past 20 years, is get the opportunity to travel with Jen. And one of the things that we've been able to do now, we were just chatting about it, is travel overseas to do some volunteer work. We've been on 4 trips together to some pretty cool places, and you've done some trips on your own. Tell me a little bit about, if you can remember, back to your first trip, heading down to, was it Guatemala the first time?
Yeah, Chisek with Kindness in Action.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about if you can remember that trip.
Okay, so my husband and I Jeff and I got to go on the trip together.
Yeah.
And it was very rustic, and we were kind of alone because there were no dentists or anything going from our office with us. It was just, I got to assist in a remote village. We did some extractions, and it was just a really cool experience for both of us to do. And Jeff got to do sterilization. And just seeing the people in the villages and stuff, it was a great experience.
Okay. So, and that's the thing, the first one's always interesting because it's just it's a whole new experience in a whole new place. But for you, that wasn't the end of hey, I've done one of these trips, kind of, check it off the list. You've done 5 trips after that. I know 4 of those we've been fortunate enough to do together. And I know we went to Guatemala I think the first trip we did was the first trip actually in Peru, or was it in Ecuador? Yeah. So we did a trip to Ecuador together, and then we did 3 trips to Cometencio together.
Yes. Yeah.
So what makes you want to do this trip again? Why do you keep coming back? Why do you keep wanting to go back to these remote areas to do dentistry?
I just love the experience, and I love to see how thankful the people are when we do things for them. You kind of want to, when you reach a certain point in your life, you kind of want to leave the world a better place than when you came into it. So giving back to the villages and stuff, it's just awesome to see how thankful they are when we do treatment for them.
Yeah.
And seeing, when we go back to Comey, we get to see some of the same faces over and over again. Yeah. So it's cool to see them grow.
Yeah, watching the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a big part for me too, is going back and seeing that we're making a difference year over year to these people's lives and the communities and changing it. And some of the stuff that we get to do, so let's try to paint a bit of a picture, because I've been to Comey with you, and so tell us a little bit about where we get to stay.
Well, this year was a little better.
Yeah.
It's a basic hotel. The showers aren't what you get back home, but there's still running water where you can have a shower, which is nice. The beds are okay. You want to bring your own sleeping bag and stuff. I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And in terms of the work we get to do, I don't think people sometimes understand, but they're pretty long days. What time are we getting up? How are we running that day? What time are we getting back to the hotel?
I typically sleep as long as I can, so I'm getting up at 6:30. We're breakfast by 7. We're in clinic by I think 7:45 or 8, and then we don't get back until 5:30 to the hotel.
Yeah, so pretty full days. I know this year was actually exciting because I think you guessed almost perfectly the number of patients that we saw. How many patients were we able to help this year in Comey?
500.
500 patients.
Yeah.
And when you think of that, just the difference that we're able to make in people's lives, right? It's the opportunity to like you said, leave this world a better place, right?
For sure.
What do you notice about the kids when you're there?
They're just excited. Yeah. They're always excited to see us. Yeah.
And they're happy, right? It's one of those things that I think, takes us out of our daily grind that we have here sometimes. And we're in North America, and we're very lucky. I think our ability to live where we live, we're so blessed. But we look back there, and they're still happy.
Yeah.
With a heck of a lot less than what we have.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can still live that, and giving the opportunity, and that you've taken the opportunity so many times. And this year, you actually paid for your trip because you'd taken a different opportunity with the group to go somewhere else earlier in the year. And so to go to Guatemala, it wasn't even something that was paid for by the organization. You actually chose to pay yourself to go on this trip. It must mean a lot to you to spend that time out there with these people.
Yeah, I've actually paid for 3 trips, plus my husband.
Yeah.
On top of that.
So what would you tell somebody that's thinking about the opportunity to either go on one of these trips, which could be a possibility, or just that ability to give back to make a difference? What is it that they would get out of it, or what is it that you feel they would get to see if they're able to be a part of something like this?
I think it it grounds you, it brings you back to what you could live without, and it makes you feel good. And I just like doing it because I like to give back to people. I mean, it's easy enough to throw money at people, but to give your time is something else.
Yeah, there's a value in time,
yeah.
right? And I think that's where we're lucky, because we get to do dentistry, because that's what we know how to do. And so we can go back and give our services in an area that, even if we gave them money, there would still not be any dentistry there. They can't just create that position. It's something that a lot of these areas need. So how do we, one of the things that I look at a lot is, how do we get the opportunity to give back? And it comes from, in my opinion at least, gratitude, right? The ability to say that we're thankful for what we have, and because we're thankful for what we have, we get the opportunity to help others.
Yes.
So how would you get other people to understand that, or be more grateful, or promote other people to give back and help others? Or what does that feeling mean to you, so that other people might want to be a part of something like this?
I don't know, that's an interesting question, because I feel like by seeing others do it and seeing the experience they have, you would want to do it or try to do it if you're that type of person. I don't know what to say.
Okay.
Cause
Well, I think it's interesting, right? Because I think that gratitude is the part that grounds us in what we have, and I think that it allows us to live a life of contentment and gratefulness and the opportunity to help others.
Yeah.
Right? And you've, again, being with us 20 years, I've seen your growth, you've seen my growth, because we started very similar. I've been 23 years, so we started kind of around the same time at Ranchlands. And creating an environment where people have the ability to help others is just so important. I think this world needs more of that.
Mm-hmm.
So how do people, if we're thinking about Guatemala next year, and I don't know that you're going to come, but I know I'm going to be going. That'll be my 17th trip if I make it. How can people help us?
Well, they can either sign up to come with us.
Yeah.
They can help by donating shoes or jewelry. Again, there's always the money aspect if they want to donate to the actual trip to buy supplies.
Yeah, lots of different ways. And I think that that's a nice part, is trying to make it easy for people to get involved in helping others, right? Because we like to do it, and we do stuff locally, we do stuff internationally, but it's just getting out there and doing something.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Is there other stuff that you guys do? You and Jeff, I don't know the answer to this, but just kind of locally to help others, or other things that you guys get behind that could make it easier for other people to get involved in?
There's a few things. There's the World Partnership Walk, that's every June, to raise funds for the Aga Khan Foundation, and donating blood. Yeah. We've been doing that. To the Raindrop Gala, we volunteered there. So it's actually mostly opportunities that I have been given through you and TREC to find out about those kinds of things. So
yeah, and I think that's a big part of it. So obviously, to the business owners, to the people that are part of organizations, making it easy, making social responsibility easy is a huge benefit for everybody involved. Mm-hmm. Because one of the things that we talk about is that when you help somebody, it helps them, but the feeling that you get out of going down, it's amazing, right? What we get out of it, what the community gets out of it, and then what the people experiencing it, right? So you just said that earlier. It's I get to watch people do that, And that's pretty cool, just in that sense. So to understand how can we in Calgary make a difference locally. I know we've worked with Women's in Needs Shelter, Made by Mamas. Like there's so many great organizations locally that we can get involved with, and so many great organizations internationally that we can get involved with, and just trying to make it easy for people to help others. And I know you get behind all of them, and that's one of the reasons that we wanted to feature you and talk about you a little bit, and the stuff that you've been able to do is that like every time we put on an event, you show up, and every time we try to get people rallied behind something, you show up because it's part of you and it's part of the growth of the offices, but ultimately it's something that's an opportunity, and if you just take that one step, it opens up a door to a second step and just allows you to do more and more.
Yeah.
So what's one thing that people listening to this, if they're inspired to do something, where would you get them to start?
I don't know. Just be grateful for what you have. And if you can afford the time to do something, just do it. If somebody puts something across you, or if you see something on social media, just show up.
Yeah, just show up, right? I mean, that's the easiest thing. I think that's actually brilliant, because it's like, just show up. Like people will find things for you to do, like go out, help different organizations. You don't have to make it a big deal. It doesn't have to be a big organization. There's a lot of community events happening that people can get behind. There's a lot of, again, charity events that are happening. I mean, I think every weekend in Calgary, something's going on, and just get behind something, right? It'll change the people that you work with's life, but ultimately it'll change your life.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for doing this, for one. Thank you for coming and being a part of these trips. I mean, you're a big part of these trips, and you help a lot. You make a big difference in so many people's lives, locally, internationally, our team's lives, and we really appreciate having you.
Thank you.